Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tanner Davis and welcome back to another WWE live event predictions video. Today, we will be predicting WWE's Night of Champions 2026 match card. As always, please welcome the co-host of the predictions videos, one half of Double D's, my twin brother, C-Day. But first, it is time to cue that intro.
They told him, don't you ever come around here. Don't wanna see your face, you better disappear.
But we move on to the first match, ladies and gentlemen. For the United States Championship, it is your current champion, Trick Williams, taking on Ricky Saints.
Newly married Trick Williams.
Yeah, to our homegirl Lash Legend and Rio Howard, our homegirl. But that's neither here nor there. I'm going to go with the first prediction because we tied last predictions video and I had the first prediction then. Precedent is set. Whoever wins, the last one from the previous, if you tie, whatever. We tied. I had the last pick. First time, I'm going again. Whatever. I think I explained that very poorly. We're moving on though. My prediction is going to be, you don't take it off the man. Trick Williams is one of the hottest things right now in wrestling, especially in the younger guys moving up to the main roster. He other than one other man that we'll get to here in a second. So my prediction is going to be Trick Williams. Ricky Saints fought Carmelo Hayes to get to this spot. Maybe eventually we'll see Melo and Trick.
We will. That's what they're building towards.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I like my boy Ricky Saints. I think he's got a lot of charisma. He's a fresh character. We don't get to see a lot of fresh faces too often because a lot of people like to take what they grew up watching or what they've watched before. And Ricky Saints just, to me, doesn't seem to be like that type of character. You can say because of his charisma, he's kind of like a Rock, and a lot of people like to say he's like a Rock, but no, he's just Ricky. He's like a Ricky Saints. I do like Ricky Saints, but for me to pick him would be
early.
It's just too early for him because he just got on the main roster, and realistically, in the grand scheme of things, so did Trick Williams. But Trick Williams was way over in NXT than Ricky Saints was. So I'm gonna say you keep the title here. We're gonna whip that trick tonight, and Trick Williams retains.
So we move on to our women's mid-card because it's not a champion. Titles are on the line for the Women's United States Championship. Your current champion, Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. Now we just had Jade Cargill go for the WWE Women's Championship against Rhea Ripley last PLE in Italy, Clash in Italy, and now she's running it back with Tiff. But this time, it's for the mid-card championship. United States title. Is it Cargill? Is it Stratton? Who's walking out of Saudi Arabia with the gold?
I think they just wanted something quick and easy that might get views. Because it's a women's mid-card title, and if you know Triple H, he doesn't know how to book them. I'm just being flat honest with you. Hashtag C. David Cook. And you throw something together that's already happened before, like Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton. Oh, they fought together before. We're just going to put them together again on the United States team because it's not a champion, right? So we need that title match. No. Don't even do that. Be sober. I'm gonna tell you what. I don't see this title changing hands. And if it does, we might see a little bit of a Tiffany build up back to the world title scene. But I'm gonna say it sticks with Tiff. And I'm gonna go Tiffany Stratton.
No, I'm going to agree with you. The baddies may interfere. However, I don't know how much women they're allowed to bring in Saudi Arabia. They had a Royal Rumble with all women, but they got to be dressed a certain way, have coverings, yada, yada, yada. The baddies may interfere, and then you're going to have, that happens, then you're going to have Chelsea Green also, that's been with Tiffany Stratton. Not by Tiffany's choice. Chelsea Green is going to help out, but in the long term, under the guise that Tiffany Stratton is going to defend that championship against Chelsea Green here in the near future. My prediction is going to be Tiffany Stratton, but we're going to have Tiffany Stratton and Chelsea Green. And if this is the trilogy of Stratton and Jade, they had their SummerSlam match, which was absolute cheeks. and then they fought at like Saturday night's main event, I believe, and that match was all right, but haven't really had an extraordinary match between the two. So maybe we'll see something. I can't remember if their last match was really good or not. I don't know. But that just tells you, because if it wasn't memorable, then. My prediction is going to stay with Tiffany Stratton. Still, Women's United States Champion, Tiffany Stratton. Now, I do want to say something. That the match order is not going to be the correct match order, because on Raw, they did state that the King and Queen of the Ring final matches, they will take place at the beginning of the show, because the first hour will be on ESPN, on cable, and then it will move on to the app after the first hour. Cable, television, however you get it. I don't know, we have cable. So, you know, it will be streaming, but the first hour will be on like the network. Yeah. We don't move on to those matches just yet. We move on to a rivalry that's been, you know, going on since probably the beginning of Bron Breakker's main roster run. We have Seth Rollins versus Bron Breakker in a steel cage. As you know, Seth Rollins created the Vision. Bron Breakker was in the Vision with others. Seth Rollins got injured. They booted Bron. Seth Rollins comes back. He has a Mania match versus Gunther. Bron Breakker was injured during that time, but yet he interferes. Now Bron Breakker's healthy. Seth Rollins is healthy. They're kind of having this rivalry this time, so nobody interferes. We have Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker inside of a steel cage. To me, this is an easy prediction. I don't see why you give Seth the win on this one, with Bron Breakker being a rising star. Not that it's going to hurt Seth, but it just gives that much more to Bron Breakker if he comes out with the win, especially in a steel cage match, especially with no help. Not saying that there's not going to be a Vision interference. I mean, Logan Paul has one good arm, and Austin Theory and Bron Breakker just lost the tag team championships. This only adds fuel to the fire on Bron Breakker's end. And so coming out with the win in Saudi Arabia in the steel cage is going to be none other than Bron Breakker.
I'm going to agree with Tanner, but not for the same reasons. This is what I'm thinking. I think there's going to be another Seth and Bron match. It's not going to hurt Seth to lose this match. He lost to Gunther. And if you have Bron win this match, I think the payout would be eventually Seth winning. I think there's going to be another match here. And it starts with Bron winning. If this is going to be a trilogy, if there's going to be two matches, whatever. This, to me, is a SummerSlam caliber match. They're building up for a two-night SummerSlam. Regardless, SummerSlam has to be big, right? They're trying to make WrestleMania in the summer. It's got to be big. This seems like that type of caliber match. You have one win, you have the other win, and then maybe SummerSlam might be their trilogy. I don't know. It starts with Bron winning, though. There's going to be multiple matches of this. I'm kind of looking forward to multiple matches. I hope this is not the end. But if it is, I'm going to stick to my gut. I'm just going to say Bron Breakker wins.
Now we move on to the match, which is most likely going to start the show. But for WWE.com, we're just going in the order that they have on the website. It's the King of the Ring final match of the tournament to crown the King of the Ring. It's the ruler, Oba Femi, versus main event Jade. So I'm gonna tell you what, I watched Raw on Monday. I actually watched it today, 2 days late. And Oba started off the show in the London crowd. Oh my gosh, they're in the O2 Arena. Oh my gosh, they exploded for Oba Femi. It hyped me up so much, I was like, I'm going to be excited for the rest of the 3-hour Raw.
He was better on the mic than I thought
Oh my gosh. Him and Jade had a very, very good back and forth.
I was really surprised.
And Oba was like, Oba like had zero fear in his eyes.
No,
like,
yeah,
it was
exactly.
just
No
like,
intimidation
oh
at
my
all.
gosh.
He's like, I'm about 100 pounds bigger than you, Jay.
Yeah, it was good, especially for Jay. But there's going to be a winner because I think we both have the same, are in agreement on what's going to happen during this match to lead to the next PLE.
I mean, I've said it 100 times in the past 3 pay-per-views.
I don't know. You said something different.
You have Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi at SummerSlam, and Oba retires Brock. We thought it was going to be Mania, but this is going to be a trilogy match, and the only way it can happen is if Oba loses. Unless Oba wins and then Brock somehow gets the title between now and SummerSlam. You never know, and then it's a title match, and Oba retires Brock
Yeah,
with the
beats.
match. But you don't need a title for that. So this is, to me, I think really, really straightforward. If he picks Roman, if he picks Cody, it's just going to be the same bloodline storyline we had 3 years ago. So why not do it again? Hey, it got clicks then, so why not do it now? Let's have another match between Roman and Jay. Jey Uso is going to be your next King of the Ring. He's going to beat Oba Femi. It's going to set up Oba and Brock, Jay and Roman. It might be Jay and Cody. Who knows? You know, it could be either one because there's story for both of them. So for me, I'm picking the Yeet Master himself, Jey Uso.
Well, let me tell you something.
Tell me.
Let me tell you. I don't mind Jay as a finalist. I've been watching it and I'm just like, all the storytelling and everything is there. Everybody's mad. Everybody was glazing him when he won the Rumble and wanted him to beat Gunther for the world title. And now they're saying, now that he got his spotlight and he showed that he couldn't really be a main event caliber superstar, everybody's like, oh, we don't want him anymore. However, I'm saying that Jey Uso has been great for this because we're going to have a Jay versus Cody match. And I don't mind that in terms of storytelling. Is it going to be a fantastic match? I couldn't tell you. But it just adds to the bloodline reformation, this whole storyline where Roman and saying you got to go after Cody. And it's just, I don't know, we may see the tribal chief rise again and just be back at the head of the table where he rightfully belongs. But obviously, Oba Femi's going to lose, probably due to an interference to the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. But I do want to add another thing I forgot to say, is you said after Mania that that Brock was going to be retired, but I didn't get it out of the Gunther. We can run the clip right now.
No, I did say that.
We can run the clip. We can run the clip. We can run the clip.
Was that after Mania?
I mean, that was their first match.
Gunther pulls Paul Heyman out in the back and he goes, "You owe me one." This is going to be the favor. He's already got 2 legends to his name. He's going to retire Brock Lesnar. Well, yeah, to build Gunther. I did that because I was in the mind of
and then we can run the match where I said he was going to retire at SummerSlam. We can run that clip too. There is a lot of ties to where the first ever 2-night SummerSlam and the location, it being in Minneapolis, that has been in my mind where I am thinking that's going to be Brock Lesnar's last match for a while. And who should retire Brock Lesnar? You're thinking, oh, Gunther. Gunther's the pick. However, this match is too good to go one time. And what that's going to lead to is another match down the line, probably SummerSlam, where Oba Femi will retire the man that defeated The Undertaker's undefeated WrestleMania streak. My prediction is going to be, does he need it? Not necessarily. Could we have somebody else in here like a LA Knight that could have been in the main roster spot and that they still have yet to push right? But regardless of that, regardless of everything, I think the reason is there, and I think I've explained it enough, that the winner and your King of the Ring for 2026 at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia is going to be main event Jey Uso. I'm gonna start a new thing right now. I'm getting yeet fatigue. This is gonna give me yeet fatigue when Jey Uso wins. Just putting that out there. Getting yeet fatigue. We're about to see Jay versus Cody, bro, and that's gonna and then I'm gonna get yeet fatigued. It's yeet fatigue. Yeet hashtag. If you made it to this point in the video, put in the comments hashtag yeet fatigue. So we move on to the match, which is most likely going to be the second match on the card. I can only imagine if both of these matches start the show that the King of the Ring will start the show in the first hour of Night of Champions. Your Queen of the Ring finalist, the final match of the tournament to crown the Queen of the Ring, Io Sky, versus your Women's World Champion of Liv Morgan. That's the funny thing. Why do you have a champion in the final of the Queen of the Ring? Liv Morgan. Because you ain't got a dang division right now. You know why? Because when you brought in the people from NXT, Julia and Stephanie Vaquer, you try to make the women's division around those 2 people, one on Raw, one on SmackDown. Well, what happened to Stephanie Vaquer? Did she thrive in the spotlight? Yes, pretty much what you gave her. Yes, she had all the in-ring potential. She delivered in the ring. The storytelling was almost there, but then she gets injured. So you spent this whole year or so where you're building everything around this one woman, and then she gets injured, And so you throw Liv Morgan back in the mix. You bring Rhea Ripley over to SmackDown to bring that women's division up. Rhea Ripley is now injured. You don't know if Rhea Ripley's going to be able to compete at SummerSlam. So you throw Liv Morgan in here, and you have her face Io Sky for the Queen of the Ring finale. And I had a thought process at once. When I first read these rumors of Rhea Ripley's injury and if she was going to be able to even compete or not at SummerSlam, it was, what if this is just the run back? What if Io wins, challenges Liv, and they just run it back at SummerSlam?
Dude, that's their fallback plan.
Yeah, that is, if Rhea can't make it, but Io Sky and Rhea Ripley would be great, because if Rhea is actually injured, but yet she can make it to SummerSlam, you have Io win, and Rhea just gets that time off to recuperate or whatever she has to do for rehab. I didn't read too much into the injury. I just heard that it was like a moderate, injury. They're still on the fence on what's all happening. So this could be a fallback. They could run this back. Liv Morgan has had pretty good matches in the ring. Io Sky's had great matches in the ring. We used to complain a lot back in the day when she first kind of got in this main roster spot that she was doing too much and it would end up in botches or whatnot. But I think that's been toned down over the years, especially since she's sat under someone like Asuka, someone with a lot more experience than her, and so she's been able to get a lot better in that sense. But without rambling on too much longer, the prediction for this and your Queen of the Ring is going to be Queen Io Sky. Imagine she does this with the crown.
There's not much to add here. You have Io Sky win. You either face Rhea, because there's a story there, of course, at SummerSlam, or if Rhea's not scheduled to be able to compete, you have her fight Liv, and then you run it back, because Liv's already talking about, I don't know if you gonna pick me or Rhea Ripley. So, it's already there, written in the freaking sky, that, hey, you can pick whoever one you want, and they're giving her the option to. We're just gonna have a fallback plan. I think that's fine, you always have to pivot, but, don't make your pivot so crystal clear. This is an easy one. I'm agreeing with Tanner. The winner and Queen of the Ring is going to be Io Sky. Let me hit the Io real quick.
But if Io wins, she moved to SmackDown, and then what do you have for Raw? You just have Raquel turn on it, Liv or whatever? And
that would be good.
Then, who else do you have? Like I said, Bakir's gone.
Roxanne ain't ready. Roxanne ain't ready.
You say that, but who knows? Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the main event for the Undisputed WWE Championship. It's a triple threat match with your current champion Cody Rhodes defending the title versus Gunther, the career killer, and versus Sami Zayn. Now, we were talking a little bit during the break, and it's like, oh my gosh. Now, I would think if it was a one-on-one versus Gunther and Cody, it would.
Are you making Gunther. A prediction, or am I making a
prediction?
Well,
I'm gonna pick it up to you for a second, but so I can get my thought across. Then you add Sami Zayn, and it's like, okay, well, what's gonna happen?
I'll tell you what's gonna happen.
But I'm gonna tell you, I'll give it to you because I was just about to spurt something, but I'll let you have it. I'm gonna tell you something.
I had no direction in this, and Tanner had my gears turning just a while ago.
Yeah.
So now I kind of decide, hey, I know who's gonna win this match, and I haven't been able to say his name in a prediction in a good bit, but I'm gonna get to say it today. Jey Uso becomes your king of the ring. All right, we all think it's gonna be, oh, Cody, he's gonna have a match with Cody, and he very well could. It could be Cody. But who could he also have a match with? Gunther. It's already there. He could have a match with Gunther. If you have Jey win king, the options are endless. Roman, he could have it with Roman. He could have it with Cody. He could have it with Gunther. There's so many different options.
Sami Zayn.
I don't want to Sami Zayn. Get that one out of my face. Gunther's gonna win this match. And it's not crystal clear that this is happening. All the rest of the matches are pretty clear what's going on. But you add Sami in this to make it a little interesting because of the match Cody and Gunther had for the championship, where Sami kind of was favoring Cody, whatever and whatnot.
No, he wasn't. He was calling it right down the middle.
He favored Cody.
He was calling it right down the middle, and Gunther decided to hit up on Sami, and he got his receipt.
So my big boy Gunther, he's going to be a little frustrated. He's going to attack Sami a lot. It's going to cause Cody to gain some offensive momentum, kind of take advantage of it. How a triple threat is supposed to work, right? The ring general's going to win this one, Tanner. And we might see Jay and Gunther again at SummerSlam. Run it back and see what happens whenever we hit there. Because it's got to be a big night. And in order for it to be a big night, the winner of the main event of the 2026 Night of Champions match card is going to be... Say it with me. The name and I... Peeking. I had no room to do that. Gunther.
Hey, you make a compelling point. But I'm going to tell you something. That's what I'm about to get into. How many days is SummerSlam?
2.
Okay. Can one wrestler have a match on both days?
Yes, it's happened before.
Did we see Roman on WrestleMania 40 have 2 main event matches?
We saw Roman
Did we
and
see
Cody.
Cody on WrestleMania? Now, if we weren't already set in stone for this whole predictions, I would probably go back and maybe change something. Here's something interesting. If we had, now this really isn't really going to change my prediction. I don't think so. First off, we're going to touch each person real quick. It's the main event. I can spend a little bit of time on this. Sami Zayn. Why is he in this picture? Why are they doing this? Why?
Throw us off.
No, I'm going to tell you why. Because we're getting Sami Zayn still up in this world title match, because when it gets time where it's WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia, he's going to go win the Rumble and then go main event Raw. He's going to get his little flowers in his home country. No, I'm joking. But, you know, he's really the good guy over there in Saudi Arabia. What if we had a retirement at SummerSlam in night 1? What if that ended night 1, the main event? Because right now, what are you looking at here? Roman, yeah, but who's Roman got for SummerSlam if he's even going to be SummerSlam? They built nothing up for that. You got a whole month though. You can have CM Punk, I guess.
Returns.
Yeah, Punk's gonna return next week. Next Monday, July? No, the Monday after. Whatever. July 6th, I think is what it is. Monday is gonna be in Chicago. But what if we had a retirement on night 1 as the main event? And then you had Mr. King of the Ring finalist, the Ruler, go on in night 2 and run it back with Cody Rhodes and win the Undisputed Championship. That's just a thought. Do I think Femi's going to be on SmackDown? But that's the unpredictability that they would throw at you. That is the curveball that they would throw at you. Now, Gunther, on the other hand, if it was a one-on-one, I would more likely say, oh yeah, give it to Gunther. Let Cody drop it. Let Cody rise back up and he can win it again or whatnot. But give it to Gunther. What is Gunther is not a bad world champion at all. We had great rivalries with Gunther. I mean, we had matches. We had Damian Priest. We had the matches. And then he ends up getting beat by Punk, which I think should have been the first guy he lost to, not Jey Uso. But you also could have Jey Uso versus Gunther, like you said. You could have Jey Uso versus Cody, which I think is the more reasonable way to go. I threw that out there because that doesn't sound too far off of something they would do. It's a 2-night SummerSlam. You're trying to build up this guy as the biggest draw in the company behind Roman Reigns that had the torch for 5 years. You're trying to pull him up there. He retires one of the greatest champions of all time, one of the greats, a top 10 on many lists. Some would even say top 5. And Brock Lesnar. And then you go on to win a championship. If that doesn't show dominance, if that doesn't show the Ruler, I don't know what does. I'm going off. Because at the end of the day, my prediction is going to stay the same. And at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia, because it's a triple threat, and regardless what happens after, the winner and still your WWE Undisputed Champion is going to be the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Did you have anything to add? Look like you wanted to say something. Perk up, and say a little something.
I'm just thinking.
I know. When I was telling you between the break, I just said, like, it just came to me. It's like it's a 2-night SummerSlam, and you're trying to build Femi up as this Ruler, and he retires a man, and then he picks up a championship on the second night. That is a thought to be had.
And you could.
That
I
is a
hate to
thought.
put
But
this
then it
out
goes
there,
to
but
SmackDown.
you could still
That's the only
have
thing.
Jay and Roman. I hate to put that out there, but
No, I don't.
It could still.
Yeah, but
it could still happen regardless of.
No, it's too early in the Reformation story of the Bloodline to bring Jay in against Roman.
I don't know.
You
You just have. This is the wild
don't
card
do
match,
that.
in my opinion. The King of the Ring is the
King of the
wild
Ring,
card match. You could do so many things with it. And if they do the predictable route, it's fine. Whatever. We predicted it. But if they do something cool like Oba Femi in both nights of SummerSlam, that would flabbergast me. Because he not only retires somebody, but he wins a freaking title the next day.
If that doesn't show dominance, I don't know what does. And that's his first big, second big, WrestleMania. But really, that would be his first big thing. Because we thought he retired Brock at first. Brock ended up coming back. They had their big second match in Italy. But regardless, that's going to do it. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. Go ahead and put your predictions down in the comments below of who you think is going to win. No one ever does that, but it's alright to say just in case. And then add whatever C-Dave says to the comments as well.
Lasagna energy drinks.
Okay. I really am getting a hunger to get done with videos again. Now, if you were to look at my laptop right now, what you would see is I have been editing a lot over now the projects have not been finished, but I have been just going back and forth through projects and just touching on stuff and everything. But at the same token, I want to get into live streaming again. I bought this new fancy light right here that hopefully it's good. We're about to see post edit how it turns into. I got this great microphone that the old one used to pick up everything, and the dogs and the mama and the grill going off in the background. Then you'd hear fireworks and trucks go by and everything. And now this one's got an in condenser. Oh, it's so great. I played with the set. Oh my gosh, and it's so crisp. I did on the last live stream. If you didn't watch the live stream, go ahead and up there. And I enjoyed the audio. I went back and listened to it in the showcase mode live stream, and I thought it sounded miraculous. But hopefully live streams are up on the rise. Hopefully there's more exciting stuff coming in the near future that C-Dave and I will work on if C-Dave will ever stop going to get ice cream. But ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you've enjoyed. Hopefully, if you Saudi Arabia Night of Champions, remember it's going to be an early show, 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Pacific on the West Coast. So ladies and gentlemen, hope you have a safe, fantastic, and amazing rest of your day. As always, my name is Tanner Davis alongside my co-host, one half of Double D's, my twin brother, C-Dave. We will catch you in the next video, next predictions, whenever you see me in the next live stream. Goodbye.